Hello everybody and welcome back to another What I Eat in a Day as a Fat Person reaction video. Today's guess of what I think we're going to see is somebody have a very small amount of food in the day. And yeah, that's my guess. Please put your guesses down in the comments below and we are going to get into it.
What I ate in a day as an obese 19-year-old.
I am going to mute her video. I'll be back in a second. So I've suppressed the music in the videos. Hopefully we can still hear what they're actually saying.
This entire top shelf is mine, which I love having my own space. I had a protein shake after working out, then 4 hours.
Let's have another look at that shelf, because she did obviously have a protein shake after her exercise, which is really good. So this is her top shelf that she's got, and she's got protein shakes.
This entire top shelf is
protein yogurts. Is that whipped cream? Whips. Oh, I don't know what that is. It looks like some kind of yogurt.
Top shelf is mine, which I...
Chicken salad bag and some tomatoes. It's not that bad, but there's not a lot of food there. It's a lot of drinks and yogurt, so obviously drinks are not going to be very filling, protein shake or not. And the yogurts are they're kind of like a snacky food. There's no real food of substance, which is not great, because then she's going to be tempted to eat other stuff like chocolates and stuff that aren't in the fridge that she may have available to her. One good thing, or one way of keeping yourself on track, would be to have things available to you in your fridge. Of course, she's got one shelf. I don't know if she lives with her parents or if she is living with other students. It's difficult, and I know when you've only got a limited space it can be hard. But what she could do would be to have a box of, say, cooked chicken breast or a tuna salad or something that she quite likes. You could have eggs as well. I think you guys keep your eggs in the fridge, and we didn't see any, so I'm going to assume that she doesn't have any. Here we keep our eggs on the counter, not in the fridge, just as an aside. But yeah, so it's not actually that bad, and the fact that she's got good food in there could be suggestive that she's not eating it, like snacky things like chocolates and biscuits, but we'll have to see what she's doing.
I love having my own space. I had a protein shake after working out, then 4 hours later I had a salad with one of these eggs that are actually way less calories than I thought they were, which is really cool.
The salad was nice. It wasn't very big, and there's no real protein in there. There is some cheese, and there's not much cheese, and yeah, there's no real protein. So although this is a really good meal, it's very colourful, it looks tasty, she will probably be quite hungry quite soon, just because there's no real substance to it. And going from 10 to 2 or 2:30 or whatever time it was, that's a long time to go without eating something, especially if you've worked out earlier in the day. Of course, we don't know what her exercise was, so it might have just been some kind of real gentle half an hour of like body weight exercises or something. My last time that I would go to a gym regularly, pre-spinal injury, was when I would go for 3 hours a day. It was a bit excessive, but it worked for me at my uni days, from 5 AM to 8 AM. And although I would have a protein shake when I got home, I would also eat breakfast because I was hungry. It was a lot of energy that my body had used, so you need to fuel yourself as well. Yeah, so I would have a protein shake with porridge with banana and peanut butter, and that was my routine every single day. I was very strict with my routine back then. But anyway, we're not talking about me. So she then had this chocolate egg, and I think personally that 150 calories for a tiny little chocolate egg is a lot, just personally. And having a chocolate egg with a salad is definitely a choice, and it is a dessert in the middle of the day, but she hasn't eaten very much, so it's not horrendous. But she would be better off waiting to the end of the day to eat it, of course.
I did some studies, you know, as you do, and that was it, because I was too upset at myself.
She was what?
Because I was too upset at myself.
She was too upset with herself. That's incredibly sad, and I hope she's not having any severe issues, but that was not enough food. You have to eat more than that, especially if you're exercising. She definitely did not eat enough, and there's no way that she would be obese if she was eating that regularly, so hopefully she isn't. She is actually eating food. But yeah, that's not good. That's just as bad as if she'd eaten 3 lots of takeout every day. It's a terrible, terrible day of eating.
What I eat in a day is a fat bitch who very controversially doesn't give a fuck that she's fat.
Another one that says that, I think she does, because I think everybody does. I don't think there are any obese people out there that genuinely deep down, if you could hear their innermost thoughts, would be genuinely okay with being like obese. There is a difference between being kind of like BMI 30.5 and a BMI of 60. Of course there is a difference, but I still believe that anybody who's obese would change if it was easy, but it's not easy. So I think a lot of people like to pretend that they are okay with it, because it's easier to delude yourself than it is to do the work to get where you want to be.
For lunch/dinner at around 12 o'clock, I ended up ordering a Greggs. I had potato wedges and just this hot chicken sandwich.
It looks quite disgusting, I must admit. Greggs is usually quite... It's not... Well, I was going to say it's quite nice, and it can be nice. These sausage rolls are quite famous here. For those of you who aren't aware, Greggs sells like sausage rolls and like pastries, yeah, I think, like pasties and stuff like that, and like what are they called, like meat parcels and stuff. And they also do have things like wedges and baguettes and whatnot. It's just like a bakery, to be honest, but not like a traditional bakery. That was a terrible explanation, I do apologise. Greggs is famous for their sausage rolls. Wedges for breakfast is nuts. Yeah, that's nuts. Even if you're having it at midday, that's crazy. Terrible choice. And this sandwich looks really quite sad. It's very beige. There's nothing really of substance to it. I mean, it's chicken, which is good, but it is breaded chicken. And it's covered in sauce. It just doesn't look very appetizing to me. She'd be better off making a sandwich, and sandwiches are one of the easiest foods to make. So she would be better off doing that with some like non-breaded chicken and add some veggies in there. And just don't have the wedges, you don't need them, especially with a baguette this size as well.
It says hot chicken sandwich. And I don't completely remember, but now I think looking back at my recordings, I only had 2 cup of teas yesterday. What is wrong with me? For tea time I had this big bowl of spaghetti meatballs with loads of cheese on top.
That looks like awful spaghetti. It looks... I don't like the look of that at all. It's quite a lot of cheese. The meatballs look fine, but the colour of the pasta is a bit weird. It looks pink to me, or orange. Is it orange or pink? I can't really tell. But it doesn't look very good, so I imagine what she's done is cook the pasta, add a can of like pasta sauce, and then put the frozen meatballs in, and then grated cheese on top. That's what I imagine she has done. And it looks quite watery as well, because you can't actually see any pasta sauce. You just see the pasta and the meatballs with the cheese, which is very bizarre. Making pasta like this is not hard, and this doesn't look like it's been executed very well. And you can make pasta sauces incredibly easily by using, like, even if you're on a real tight budget, you could just add like a tin of tomatoes, add some spices or seasonings to your taste, and then throw your meatballs into that, and voila, done. Or if you wanted to be a bit fancy, then you could use like a pistachio or something, but this just doesn't look very nice, and it is a huge portion of pasta.
For tea time,
but it's also quite a lot of meatballs. But I think I think she's vegetarian, but that's somebody else. She had chicken earlier. But yeah, the amount of meatballs was good, but the amount of pasta is crazy. And look at that, it just looks like plain pasta. There's no colour, there's no vegetables, there's nothing of substance to it whatsoever. It's just a really sad dinner.
I had this
but also a very, very common dinner in the UK.
big bowl of spaghetti meatballs with loads of cheese on top. I'm still addicted to pasta at the moment. Then finally I had this Greggs caramel and custard donuts for my late night snack with, of course...
You don't need a late night snack if it's late, go to bed. And again, it's not a lot of food for a person the size that she is, and I don't mean that in a mean way. It's just an observation that it was quite calorically dense, especially the breakfast that she had. But even so, it's not enough to justify being the weight that she is. And I imagine that she was hungry as well, because it wasn't a lot of food. It was dense, but it's not a lot. So And the donut at the end. It is at the end of the day, so that's good, but it's still a donut. You don't really need it.
Plus a cup of tea in bed.
What I eat in a day as a fat person who does not want to eat healthy and does not work out to lose weight.
You shouldn't work out to lose weight. It's a very, very silly mindset because you can't out-train a bad diet. But you should you should exercise and work out to make yourself feel better, and it's good for your cardiovascular system, it's good for your bones, it's good for your muscle. And especially weight training for us ladies. Most of my audience is women, so thank you for being here, ladies. When we go through the menopause later in life, our bone density drops a lot, and one way that we can help to prevent bone breakages if we fall over and stuff when we're older is by weight training now, because not only do you build a lot of muscle to help protect your bones and stuff, but it also increases your bone density. And your peak bone density growth period, I think, ends when we're about 25 or 30. But it continues, the benefits of weight training continue throughout our life. But irrespective of that, for men as well, exercise releases endorphins, and it just makes you feel good, and it's good for you, like I said, your cardiovascular system and everything else. And yeah, you shouldn't just exercise if you're wanting to lose weight. It's very silly.
For breakfast, I had a sparkling apple Celsius with 2 vegan donuts. One with
What is it with people having donuts for breakfast? What is that? That is so silly to me. It's just ridiculous. Donuts are for dessert. They're not for breakfast. Why would you do that? It's just sugar and deep fried batter. Why would you have it for breakfast? It's so dumb. And the energy drink. So we've had nothing good at all.
was a berry and cream flavor, and the other
Yeah, well, we don't need to be told that you're not exercising to lose weight, because you can't out-exercise something like this. This would take probably an hour of running to burn off. So, yeah, you can't out-train a bad diet. And don't get me wrong, if you really enjoy donuts, that's fine. You can have donuts, of course you can. But you have to be mindful with what you're actually doing. You can't have 2 donuts for breakfast and think you're going to be healthy, because you're not going to be.
other one was birthday cake. I actually used to hate donuts before discovering this place. Who knew vegan ones could be so good? I didn't really like this one. It had chocolate on it, and I'm not a huge fan of that, and of course I didn't think about that before I bought it. When I got to work, I had watermelon with a sparkling water, and
Not gonna lie, that watermelon looks really nice. The colour of it looks really, really good. And the water looks quite nice as well, so not that bad.
watermelon with a sparkling water, and then I also ate some pineapple with it.
Pineapple is
lunch-
also superior. I love pineapple. But I don't know if this makes me weird, but my favourite type of pineapple is tinned pineapple. I don't know what it is about tinned pineapple. Put it in the fridge overnight and I can eat that thing in one go just by myself. And it's terrible because there's so many like sugars and stuff in it. And there's nothing wrong with sugar and fruit, don't get me wrong, but when you're having like an entire tin, then it's a bit excessive and you get stomach cramps if you eat too much. I have learnt the hard way. You do not have to repeat it and find out for yourself. Learn from my mistakes. But really, really good choice. Have watermelon and pineapple, really nice together as well.
I made my infamous scallop quesadilla with broccoli. You guys love my quesadilla recipe so much, so this is the one I made for my boss. It's an all vegan quesadilla with carrots, mushrooms, broccoli, cauliflower, and vegan cheese.
It didn't look too bad, and I know she said that was for her boss, but I'm going to assume it's hers or something similar. It wasn't horrendous. It was a lot of cheese, and having two tortillas is a bit excessive, but it's also not that bad, especially if that's like your whole lunch. If it's your whole meal, then it's fine. But yeah, not too bad.
For dinner, I had pineapple with a red pea soup and rice and a sparkling water. Then I had
more pineapple, which is really good, and then this looks kind of sad to me. I don't like that there's not any proper colour in it. I mean, beans and rice is great, but it's incredibly carb heavy. There's no like protein, and she's not had much protein all day. She's just kind of gone on fruits and carbs, which, although delicious, isn't the best. She can keep all the fruit that she's having. It's fantastic. It's really good to see somebody actually eating fruit. And you can have rice by all means, but make sure you have a normal portion of rice. Have the beans. Beans are great. I quite enjoy beans as well. But have some protein with it. I don't know if she eats meat. She is saying a lot of vegetarian, vegan stuff, so she might be a vegan. And if she is, then she can try something like tofu or tempeh or something like that. or just have lots more veggies just to bulk up meals, because then she'll feel fuller as well. Or like add some lentils or something like that instead of these types of beans. But irrespective of that, it's not a terrible dinner. She's not had like fast food or anything, so we can give her a win for that.
Sparkling water. Then I had this strawberries and cream Mexican popsicle, and ended the night with a bowl of cereal before bed.
There's another one that likes to have cereal before bed. The ice cream was okay. She's had a relatively good day, so it's fine. But again, you don't need to have dessert every single day. There is nothing wrong with it if you do plan your days like that and that suits your lifestyle and your goals. Whatever your goals are, that's fine. But for people that are super obese, then you probably shouldn't necessarily be having dessert every day. By all means, still have it every week or something, but you shouldn't train yourself into needing it, if you know what I mean. It's like how when you go to work and every day you wake up at 6 o'clock, when you then change jobs and you can wake up at 8 o'clock, you still wake up at 6 because your body is trained to wake up at 6 o'clock. It's the same with having dessert every day. If you have dessert every day, the day you don't have it is when you're like, oh, I really want that. So it's a similar sort of thing. And again, with these cereal portions, that is a really, really big bowl of cereal. There's probably 2, maybe 3 portions of cereal. It's a lot of milk, but milk is fine. But yeah, very, very carb heavy at the end of the day, and there's going to be sugars in there, of course there are, so it's going to be very high in sugars too. And right before bed to have this is probably not the best, because it is probably going to interfere with your sleep. You're much better off having, well, not having cereal at all, realistically, but having it a bit earlier in the day, maybe what ideally is generally a breakfast food, but again, notwithstanding the cereal, if you're hungry at night time, probably try and plan your dinner a little bit better for timing, so you're still enjoying your food and you're not going to bed super hungry, but you're also not interrupting your sleep. And if you do want to have something like a cereal at the end of the day, try and have something like a porridge or an oatmeal. That may kind of, the digestion of it is a little bit slower, so you'll feel a little bit fuller for longer than if you just had normal cereal.
Bye, besties.
This is what I eat in a day as a fat person who loves her body and doesn't care about losing weight. So I started
Again, I don't believe that, but
off with a tea. Then I had a big breakfast bowl.
And that's exactly why I said that. And the drink looks fine, depending on what it is. It looks like, she said it's tea, so it could just be like a strawberry tea or something, which is fine. It's a really good way of getting some hydration and some water if you don't like drinking water. There are lots of people that don't like water, so fair play. But this is a really, really good breakfast, like super, super good. So we've got some eggs, we've got lots of veggies. This looks like sausages, but I could be wrong. Let's see if she says, we can listen quite closely.
Then I had a big breakfast bowl with hash browns and veggies. It was super yum. I loved it.
She didn't say too much, but it's got hash browns in there as well, so we can see the potatoes here actually. It does look like a really solid breakfast, and this is not the breakfast of somebody that doesn't care about their health. So she clearly does care to an extent, and if she's health conscious enough to have a meal like this and go to the effort of cooking it, then she's probably health conscious enough to be aware that her weight is affecting her. And I'm not saying that she needs to do anything drastic to lose weight, but she would feel better if she did. Not the drastic bit, but the weight loss bit in general.
Browns and veggies. It was super yum. I loved it. For lunch, I made a sandwich with some vinegar chips. I used to work at Subway, so I make the best sandwiches. And then
the sandwich did look good. We can't really see what's in it, but it's got some cheese and then tomatoes, some kind of lettuce or spinach, and then I don't know what that is. I can't really see it. I haven't got my glasses on. Looks like another tea, and then we've got some crisps. It does look like a really big portion of crisps, so she can keep the sandwich. It looks great. Keep the tea, but reduce the portion of chips, and if she wanted to, she could either replace it with an apple or add like an apple or a banana or some berries or some description on the side, just to make it a bit tastier. But yeah, overall, really solid lunch as well.
Vinegar chips. I used to work at Subway, so I make the best sandwiches. And then I drank some Arizona green tea. Then I had a fruit.
I don't know what the Arizona green teas are. Are they the ones that come in a can? Have they got sugar in? I don't know. But she'd be better off if she just had like a tea bag and made tea. It's not that hard.
Juice freezer pop, and it was bomb.
The ice lollies that you get like that are really good if you like ice cream, because you get the ice cream sensation of it being cold, but they're generally they're probably much lower in sugars as well, which is really, really good. And yeah, it's not a bad dessert as desserts go. So that's good. And she's having it at the end of the day as well. So she didn't eat very much either, and what she did eat was incredibly healthy. So I'm again going to reiterate that I don't believe her when she says that she's happy how she is, because if she was, she'd eat the food that she wants to eat. And given the size of her, I imagine this isn't the food that she really wants to eat. So yeah, it's really such a shame when they're like, oh, I'm so happy and healthy and I love how I am, and then try and do literally everything to change it. It's strange. But anyway, that is enough of me talking for today. Thank you for watching if you've made it this far. Please let me know what you thought down in the comments below, if you liked it, if you didn't like it. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you on the next one. Bye guys.